Bong bong.
Bong bong.
Hey, welcome. Welcome everybody. Look at that. Just flawless. Welcome everybody.
It's like an Olympic diver. No splash.
No splash.
Perfect entry.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what she said. Boy, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Bodycast. This is the official podcast for the subreddit r/rap battles. My name is Copacetic, and with me today,
Pathogenic.
is it there? One day I'll get it. And special guest today for the special episode.
Hey, what's good? Mister, I've seen more tonight than you've seen in your life.
The man himself. It's Bloodstro, baby.
Super fire, super grateful to have you on today, man. Really, just we've been trying to make this happen for a bit, and
I appreciate it, man. Big fans of the show, so
we have a lot of fun. That's for sure. R/rap battles is, of course, the largest online forum for the international culture of battle rap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and on the official Discord server in the links below. It's the only place for fans to go for battle rap news from around the globe.
Woo.
But today we're going to stay in the UK. But, we could eventually, I feel like we could do a Premier Battle episode that is around the globe because, Premier Battle's now in Ireland. The Netherlands is a thing?
Yeah, we were still, I think it was PB World or something like that. And there was one event that was supposed to happen in Amsterdam. And
yeah.
Matter of time.
We've got big plans.
Oh, yeah.
We've got big plans.
When you think about it, the UK technically did cover most of the globe for a long period of
It's kind of like in your nature.
Yeah.
It's like, here we go. Premier Battles, let's go. The colonies.
Premier Battles colonies. We need the Canada division.
British Columbia, let's go. I'm into it. Yes. So if you don't know, that is the theme for today. It's Premier Battles. We're going to do a whole show on Prem just because, goddamn, it's doable. Like,
yeah,
what a just crazy amount of content. The battles are amazing. The promo just super crisp. The talent, the development. There's so much happening. The fun side drama. There's so much happening. With Premier Battles, we could do 2 episodes and not cover everything. So definitely going to chop it up today. And just like I'm just super hyped for this episode.
Facts. And if there's one thing to really coalesce that hype together,
thank you.
I'd say that something that we're doing here in the UK. We're doing it here in the UK. It's usually beers, but today raise a glass for the community cheers.
So. The community cheers. Hey, everybody cheers, and we're cheersing. We're doing it here,
We're doing
we used to put a lot of effort into our community cheers setup rhymes, and now it's just like, hey, we're doing it here, so fucking community cheers.
You're still watching regardless, and we're just doing it here.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Well, depends. Maybe if I was Scottish.
Big time slant.
What a fun way to start. Let's jump into it because what's the most recent announcement? Would you say is it match day 3 stuff?
Yeah, match day 3. Yeah.
So what? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was just gonna say, and I'm pretty sure that the latest one for match day 3 was that Frost and Kingsley.
No.
It's another one.
It was Crow and Mackenzie.
Ooh,
crazy.
Glory.
I'm scared of Mackenzie. What's up? What's up, Troy? What's up, G?
Yeah, Mackenzie's. Well, and let's keep in mind too, after having an absolutely crazy performance against Kingsley on the first match day there, he's battling Unan next. So that's a big time battle.
And also the battle with Unan is, I feel like, especially for Mackenzie's character, is it's one of those if it doesn't kill you makes you stronger type of things. Like Mackenzie getting a battle against Unan. Mackenzie's already battled like a bunch of crazy names and has been prolific really in his battle career in the UK for a long time now. But it just feels like, he's really, I don't know, picking up steam. He really feels like he's on his game, using everything that he's learned. I don't know. I'm just babbling there.
Ever since the Rivers battle, I think him and Rivers on, what was that? Was that an Apex event?
Him and Rivers was Apex, but the only reason he got that was because his crazy performance against Moke on Undisclosed.
The undisclosed man himself. And additionally, that's a good segue because Mackenzie and Unan is on Undisclosed as well. That was supposed to be on what was that? Was that the last match?
Match day 2, yeah.
Yeah. And it got bumped to Undisclosed 8. So
Undisclosed 8, because now we're going to be talking about Undisclosed 8 and Undisclosed 10. There's going to be a lot of Undisclosed back and forth. So this is really interesting because I love the Undisclosed series. Back in the day, this is like what, last year? Back in the day, the Undisclosed series was sort of like it was modest. You had a bunch of sort of up and comers, and it was definitely a fun vibe. I remember when we were covering it, it was like, oh, this is going to be a great event because all the people here are like really chill, and it seems like low stakes, more of a fun vibe. I don't know how else to put it.
I guess the other way to look at it would be as the connector events in between the big ones, right? Like you'd have an Undisclosed, and then it would be an Apex, and then you might have an Undisclosed, and then another big card over there. So all the smoke type stuff. So
are we just like? Can you jump in if we're like just talking nonsense here? What is the history? What is the origin story of Undisclosed?
The origin story of Undisclosed was initially small room battles, so to develop talent. So obviously we had the Academy series and people that didn't quite make it in the Academy but shown promise, and battlers that have been overlooked for years, the Mackenzies of this world, was to give them a platform. And the first Undisclosed was LSD and Koj was the main event, and this was when Koj was coming back after a long hiatus. Bizzo was on the card against Deviant, so Bizzo was coming through that. Slester was on the card. Slester's done the most Undisclosed appearances out of everyone. But you look at the one thing I'm proud of more than anything about Undisclosed is through the Undisclosed events, and we're coming on to the 8th one, there's been 25 Premier Battle debuts.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. I love that that's a point of pride. It's just really, people don't realize how difficult it is to bend somebody's arm to get into the ring. I don't want to say that, but it's like, finding new blood, that's a legit talent that a lot of people don't have.
And having the opportunity to go on to your first card and have it be the environment that the Undisclosed cards started off with, it just kind of makes it that much easier, right? Like you see, okay, it's a lot of fun. You see everyone's okay and chill with it. You can go to these Undisclosed events and have a good time when you're trying it out. And I think that also brings merit to just how crazy the Undisclosed series has been for that. 25 is a huge number.
Yeah, it's but the funny thing is as well is like by the time we're done, it's going to be, or by the time Undisclosed gets to Undisclosed 10, there's going to be 29, 30 debuts.
And so when what's up with that? Because okay, so I'm seeing it here now. These Undisclosed cards are just, it's full of a character, lots of cool guys that matchups you wouldn't normally imagine. But I will say the Undisclosed 10 card is kind of like stacked. That's not really like a weird little development card where we're all having fun. That's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and the thing was, it was like, obviously I've been PB from day one, so it's when Trubs came in and was doing the plug, it was everyone was trying to make me and him compete against each other, but like Trubs is family, so it's like I want to see him shine, I want to see him do well. my big thing was, and Briggsy, it's very reminiscent of Briggsy when he was doing Revival for Don't Flop. He wanted Revival 10 to be the big one. So me and him have spoke about this for years, talking about Undisclosed, saying Undisclosed 10 is going to be a massive one. Turn it into a massive party, 10 events, 10 successful events, all the people you bring through, all the talent you bring through, etc., etc. So Undisclosed 10 is just, it's a dream card for me. But the mad thing is we've got Undisclosed 8, which is a crazy card. When you see Undisclosed 9, that's crazy in itself. And then Undisclosed 10, it's like, you can't just go from Undisclosed 8 to Undisclosed 9 takes a dip to Undisclosed 10. It's just got to go on an upward trajectory. And I'm mad proud of these last 3 events.
Oh, wow. I forgot that we don't have Undisclosed 9.
Yeah. We've got the middle card. The middle child has been forgot about for now and will be announced soon.
For some reason in my brain, I was thinking, 8 and then 10. 8 and then 10, obviously. But there's months between, what is this, May and September? I think there's a few months between there.
Undisclosed 9 is July 8th.
Summer.
Because it'll be if I'm getting this in my head right now, because match day 2 just happened, and so now we have Undisclosed 8 in May, and then match day 3 is in June, so we're gonna have 9 in July, and match day 4 is that August.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got like sort of the back and forth as we were kind of talking about, where you get the little break before the match day really comes in. But with that being said, too, some team battles are happening on Undisclosed cards. Is that just by happenstance because of scheduling, or is that was the plan to have some on Undisclosed? Or
no, the plan was to always have someone Undisclosed. Like, it was mainly the Division 2 battles, which, when you look at how stacked Division 1 is, Division 2 was always going to get overlooked, but you've got people like Slester, Lazy, people like that who deserve shine, Gas Buff. I might just name Team Venom just for the sake of it, but you've got some incredible talent in Division 2 that deserve shine, and the Undisclosed card was the perfect place to put the Division 2 battles on. We were always going to inherit some Division 1 battles, but yeah, when you see Undisclosed 9, you'll understand the battles that are on there because they're important. And then obviously you've got the massive headliner, and then obviously we move on from Undisclosed 8 to Undisclosed 9 to the big one.
And the big one is the big one. When that main event announcement happened, I think a lot of people were pretty shocked. O'Shea versus Solcon.
Yeah, do you know what the good thing was? It was like we had that locked for months before we announced it. And we did it at All the Smoke. So Raptor battled Koj. It was that event. And there was a projector. And me and Briggs were on stage looking at it. And we were like, do you reckon he could project this image onto the wall behind us? I was like, right, let me go check. So I went and spoke to him. I was like, if I send you this image and I give you the thumbs up, for the fans that are here, can you project it onto this? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I'll give you a thumbs up when it's ready. So I was like, all right, sweet. So I got the mic in my hand, getting ready, and Briggs goes, Stro, it's on the wall, announce it quickly. So I was like, the guy didn't even give us a thumbs up. So I'm like, all right, okay. I was like, you wanted to know what the Undisclosed 10 card was looking like. Let me announce the main event. Look behind me, and the whole place went nuts. Went crazy. It's a perfect battle.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, facts.
And on top of that too, in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So is this the first, I think it is the first Prem event that's happened in Liverpool?
Yeah, the first Prem event that's happened in Liverpool, even during the name that shall not be spoken, even in them days, I'm messing, but no, don't flop. No. But even the don't flop days and stuff Liverpool never really got that kind of that shine. It was always Manchester, it was always Leeds, it was always London, Birmingham got a lot of events. Liverpool didn't really get many. So we've undisclosed one thing which yes, it was about bringing new talent through, but for me, it was always going to different territories, like going to Glasgow, giving Mackenzie the main event battle against Raptor.
Yeah.
Going to different areas, going to Liverpool, giving O'Shea probably his biggest battle that he's ever had. And that sounds mad when you say that because it's O'Shea and you look at his talent, but just what Soul Khan, the nostalgia of it, and it brings back, it's nostalgic. And I wanted to go to Liverpool. I wanted to go to Scotland. There's other areas I want to go to with PB, but having O'Shea as the main event, it's just the perfect card, and it set the tone for the rest of the card.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going crazy when we found out. We were just gushing about like the style clash, because it's not just here's an O'Shea versus a really big name. Here's a really big American. You guys are gonna love it. It's like, no, this stylistically is a fucking heater match. Like, this is just gonna be pure 100% fun and enjoyment for everybody.
Especially considering the difference in Soul Khan now versus in his heyday. You know, he's completely had a different moral shift, and O'Shea has definitely not had a different moral shift. and so you get these counter beliefs and counter points that are proper or not, and I think it's going to turn out hilarious.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, Path, you were there at Apex when he does the rebuttal to Briggs, and he's like, "I will go back to raising my children. You go back raising your ugly cunts." Like, I've teamed with O'Shea. I'm very, very close with O'Shea. I know for a fact it's going to be wild, and that's why I love it so much.
It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. There's a lot of material that O'Shea can do his typical stuff too. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a great battle, and it like I said, it's the perfect main event for the card. In the hometown hero, the legend, the Hall of Famer, against one of the biggest names. Like, I remember coming up watching Soul Khan QP. Like, watching, you know, one battle which gets slept on a lot, watching Soul Khan Fresco. Like, I remember watching them battles, like Soul Khan coming over and he battled Sensor. He's a legend, and I'm glad that he's come back, and it's an honor to book him on this card, man. Like, it's crazy.
That's really cool. Like, I was gonna say, you know, how does that feel from a promoter standpoint? Because it's not at the beginning. This is not. I mean, it can be depending on how you look at it, but you guys have picked up a lot of steam. You're throwing events all the time. You're bringing in new talent. Like, this really feels like you've got a lot of momentum, and as a promoter, you're able to really, you know, extend yourselves and create matchups that you want to instead of matchups that you have to. You know what I mean? Is that sort of...
Yeah, no, sorry to cut you off, but it's like the reason why I'm able to do that is the hardest working man, and I say in planet Earth, is Briggs. Like, he just doesn't stop. And the thing is as well, is like he's let me learn, he's let me make mistakes, he's let me book cards which expenses through the roof, and he's like, right, okay, learn from that. That battle should never have been booked because of this, and this. Yes, we want Undisclosed to be this, but always have an end goal in play. So the one thing he told me was, like, if I'm booking talent, try and book 2-3 battles ahead in terms of what their trajectory can look like, which is something when you look at the people that come through Undisclosed, it's like, look at Slester.
Yep.
Bizzle came through there. Look at Moke. Moke came from Undisclosed, crazy battle, onto Absolute, onto Apexes, onto bigger cards, purely because of the path that we put them down. And it's like, that's one thing where Briggs is a genius. And it's like, even with the Undisclosed 10 card, like, we collabed on it a lot together. Like, there was a lot of back and forth. We were going over it constantly because we wanted the 10th one to be the big one. It was, let's make this a perfect card where people see it. It's like, oh my God, this is a dream card. This is insane. And it delivered. Like, we're only even talking about the main event. Like, the rest of the card is crazy.
Facts. Actually, quick, before we get on to the rest of the card, I have something for Briggs.
Hey.
Just so that
what are you guys, not on the same team or some shit?
No, it's an inside joke. He'll get it. Well, I'll clip it and send it to him.
Cool. Well, it's you know how we do over here. It's fucking mob forever, mob everywhere. It's like, guys, let's go. What's up, Hylas? Bong bong.
And what do we got for the co-main on Undisclosed 10? Is that the 2v2?
No.
This is the return. There's gotta be a story behind that. How did you book this return match?
Right. So it was midnight a couple of weeks ago, and then my phone pings and I look and it's Briggs. He's like, right, there's an opportunity here. Harry Baker might be available. And I was like, what? Bearing in mind, right, so for the international fans that don't know, like, there's a TV show, Russell Brand. It's a comedy show. It's on BBC, which is massive, and Harry Baker's been on there quite a lot. Harry Baker's obviously been doing a lot of poetry and doing what Harry Baker does because he's just incredible at everything. So he was someone which I've always wanted to book, but I just never thought it was going to happen. Then when obviously Briggs mentions that, me and him are going, right, there's one person, and it's Shuffle. And it was trying to see if that would happen. Now, one thing I will say is I've got to give credit to Harry, because he was also talking to Shuffle at the same time that we were talking to him and trying to make it happen. And then, the stars aligned and here we are. Come on. That's a ridiculous battle in itself.
And a 1-2 punch, like for the main event and the co-main event. It's such a entertainment-oriented matchup. There's no barrier to entry. There's no, you have to know about this guy's girlfriend, or you have to know the history of when this guy did this to that thing. There's none of that. He's just going to be, are you ready to be entertained? Bong.
Yeah, and this is another one which is stylistically perfect. And the thing is as well is D2 have got history. Like they've called each other out in previous battles years ago.
Shit.
Yeah. So it's like Shuffle made a few jokes about Harry and stuff like that. And this is long awaited, and it's just a perfect card, and it's the perfect one to put it on. And then even when you go down the rest of the card, like the last minute edition, which is another beautiful battle. But I mean, Harry Baker, just having him back is massive for the UK scene. Like, it's huge.
You can tell when it's one of those, like you were saying, that Undisclosed 10 was meant to be the big one. You can tell when an event is the big one, when either the main or the co-main could be a main event on any other card. Right. You've got two of them on the same card. We're talking two main events here.
I've got three of them.
Ooh, talk that shit.
Not wrong.
Let's
Not
go.
Wrong. We're talking about the last minute edition.
Yeah. Also, one thing I will say is, speaking to Shuffle after it got booked, he's telling me that he's trying to make this better than his Shotty performance.
Wow. Damn. Fuck. Sorry, Harry. Shit. Damn. Yikes. Yeah. Lots of people consider that to be the perfect battling. That's insane to hear.
I would consider it like Shuffle's best performance, even, which is wild.
By far. Like, it's just obviously we're going off topic a bit, but everything about that battle is perfect.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, super on point. Like, it's just an enormous amount of fun. I think if you're anywhere near the United Kingdom, you'd be remiss to I mean, are you guys sold out now? Or are you guys you're selling tickets like crazy for this, and this is a long time away, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're about 70% sold.
Get your fucking tickets for this show before you wait too long and you can't get them.
Yeah. September is 5 months away. And 70% are sold out.
Get your fucking tickets. Or miss out.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
5 months away.
And so it's
like, that's madness.
Is the last minute edition Marlowe and Quill, or is it a different battle?
It's Marlowe and Quill.
Okay. So that's great, because I'm sure as many people have said and have commented, Marlowe versus Danny Jack was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that battle, but kind of interested in seeing Marlowe against real top tier big name. No shade to Danny Jack. I love Danny Jack stuff. I love it. But yeah, Marlowe, he's in his element. It felt like he was really in the bag, and in his bag. In the bag means something different, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All messed up. All right. Anyways, he was really in his bag, and just firing on all cylinders. The comedy, the punchlines, the storytelling. So I mean, I love seeing him. I love his solo shit. I love Marlowe versus Deadman is one of my favorite battles.
Oh, I love that battle.
Facts.
And it's good to see him versus Quill also, because Quill is really sort of elevating his showmanship as of late, and so we'll see if he's still the Don't Flop champ around that time. Who knows? Maybe him and Gemini will have actually happened, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that Marlowe can touch on when it comes to Quill. To be able to make that a very classic battle too.
Yeah, like this could main event any card. Like it's, and obviously the thing was, you've got Frankie on the card, which we're not even spoke about there, about his battle yet. You got Shuffle on the card. Marlowe was like, what do I need to do to get on this Liverpool card? And then obviously me and Briggs were going back and forth, figuring like, could we make it happen? Like we weren't even thinking about opponents yet. It's just whether we could fit it on the card and whether we could make it happen. So then we rejigged stuff about, and then we were looking at it, and then I'm not even exaggerating yet. This is how much of an alien Briggs is. I was going to message him going, right, Marlowe's tweeted again. What about Quill? And just as I clicked send, my phone pinged with Marlowe Quill locked. And I was like, you're an animal.
Fuck, that's cool.
And and this is another one where it's, when you look at the vibe of the event, it's a perfect battle. Quill's a showman. Like Marlowe is incredible. Like in his 2-on-2s and his solo stuff. Like, yes, it was Danny Jack, but his rounds for that battle were insane.
Yeah.
And it's
he's so
I'm just
good
looking
at
forward
that,
to see what he does.
sure. Yeah, his style is so like acerbic and pointed and just like great, funny, making fun of you stuff. And Quill is the kind of guy who can shake that off. Quill is like, oh yeah, and give it right back. I think Quill is underrated in his diversity of skill for sure. Because Quill also can fucking rap, and that's the thing that I don't think Marlowe really does so much of. No shade, but like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, in a not that he can't, but in a we haven't seen it type.
You haven't seen what Quill does with the fucking crazy rapping and like the performance that matches it and builds the momentum, gets the crowd hype. Like that's a skill, and it's like a really dangerous, deadly skill. Just as Marlowe has the humor and shit.
Well, I mean, the perfect thing about that was Quill visual, which is obviously just dropped today. Like his showmanship in that, incredible. But like, there's pockets that Quill gets into drawing it crazy, and it's a great battle, and it's a great little style clash as well, which is it's a big step up in terms of solo for Marlowe, because obviously he's going from Danny Jack to Quill, and I'm looking forward to it. It's such a good battle.
Yeah. It's great. It's great to have him back too, the Marlowe back, because not sure if he's going to do it again or not. So,
is he like a one battle a year guy?
It's just the thing with the thing with both him and Shuffle is like because of their persona, because of who they are and how well loved they are, like they get so many opportunities outside of battling, and it's all schedule wise. And it's the one thing I take, and which I love about the Marlowe battle the most, is he's seen the card and was like, oh no, I want on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sick.
So it's like
his
I take pride in that.
100%.
Huge compliment. Fuck yeah. And that's what it's about. I mean, like the whole point of why Premier is doing so well, and it's it's chicken or the egg sort of thing, is that you're creating so much enjoyment for people, and you're developing so many artists that you build a momentum that attracts other artists, and people like Harry Baker and Marlo come back and want to get involved, and that's like that's the key, and that's the epitome of it. You have something that's really dope. More and more people who are dope want to be involved.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Baker, PB debut through Undisclosed again.
PB debut. Let's go.
Look at that.
Wow. PB debut. So when was the last time he battled? Are we talking like 4 5 years?
About 3 years ago, I think it was Quill with the video game stuff on Don't Flop.
Oh, right. True.
Right.
Yeah, that's good fun. Crazy. So then let's get into it. The 2-on-2.
Yeah, so 2-on-2 is crazy. Like, obviously, Grazza and LSD were at the event when obviously we announced Soulcar and Oshea, seen it on the wall.
Yeah, they had just had an absolutely fantastic battle with a couple of penis pumps.
Yeah, against the penis pumps.
Yeah.
And then I woke up the next morning to getting added into a WhatsApp group, and it was Grazza, LSD on Undisclosed 10.
I thought it was the Beast Anglia one for a second.
No. So it was them two just sending selfies of the face all day just to remind me that they wanted to get on the card. So they said they wanted to do a 2-on-2, and I was thinking, right, who could I do the 2-on-2 against? So initially I reached out to Kingsley to see if him and Reverse wanted to do it. Because at this point I didn't think Frankie and Frost would take it because of the scheduling and obviously the Division 1 stuff. So I just didn't know if we could make it available or not. Because obviously it's Kingsley's first battle in his hometown. He wanted to do something solo. So then it was like, right, okay. And then in the WhatsApp group, I was just like, this was how much I didn't think Frankie and Frost would take it. I was like to LSD, and I was like, just call them out and see how they react. So they called them out, and then the second I seen Frankie go, should we? I was like, got him.
The bait has been taken.
Man, it is mental warfare out here.
And it's a great battle.
Yeah, Frost and Frankie have shown that they're a great 2v2 team, and
I love that team.
Obviously, the Academy winners deserve it after 30ing the penis pump. So
cold phrases.
Oh, destroyed
it.
Man, fight back, penis pump. So like you're not even halfway through the card here, and we've got No Coast Chicago champion.
friend of the show again.
Friend of the show. XQZ versus Black T.
Yeah.
Just leave us alone.
My man, I think XQZ is already going to be. I think he's traveling around the area. I think he gets married and is going out there for a period of time, and was like, oh, why not? He actually reached out to me and was like, hey, I know that you're. Well, first he told me to shut up, but then he said, hey, I know that you're a big fan of the UK scene, and I'm talking to them and reaching out and seeing. He was like, is there anyone that you think would be a good match for me and that kind of stuff? And so I had given him a list of a bunch of new guys. He was like, oh, okay, there's quite a few on here that Stro also told me that would be dope. So it's I'm super excited to see Steve out there because his style is gonna blow the room up.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, he's totally like his personality caters to that audience, I think, very well. And we've seen that before. You know, it's not his first time out, is it? It's not, right?
No, it'll be his third time out there.
Oh, third time. My God.
Yeah. But it's
Chicago Steve.
First time since he got good.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I mean, Black T's a great opponent too for him because, you know, Black T, one of my favorites, lyricist, you know, somebody who's like I'm great with fucking punchlines. Great with the. I love to hear the shit that he says, the shit that he comes up with. He's a smart guy, really well rounded. But yeah, he's got his hands full with XQZ. I think XQZ is probably Black T's biggest opponent, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I would say so. And on top of that too, I mean, I think it's going to be right at the perfect time for T, because he is elevating huge, and you're starting to see it through the season, with his battle against Frost, and then who did he just battle on match day 2?
Trubs.
Right, and getting the win over Trubs. And so I think that this is one of those, I think it's time for you to get an international. XQC is a big international, so
Facts.
it's a test, and we'll see how he does.
Yeah, he's got dialect at the end of the month too, which is also crazy. Like he's Black T is a name to be watched out for.
I mean, the thing about this battle as well, it was so weird. Like it landed on my lap. Like it was crazy how it happened. It was Bizzo of all people just messaged me like, "You do know XQZ's in the UK the same time undisclosed 10," and I was like, "What?" And obviously Paffa messaged you because I was like, "Is it like? Do you know anything? Like, is he actually coming?" Because I heard he was coming to the event anyway, and I was like, "Can anyone confirm this?" So I thought I'll just message him and see what he's saying. And he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm coming to the event." I was like, "Why don't you just battle in the event?" Then it's just
yeah.
And then and the thing about undisclosed as well was you could give XQZ a Koji, you could give XQZ a big name, but it's like with undisclosed, it's right. Okay, what new talent can we try and push for him? So I gave him a list of 4 or 5 up and coming names, and some of them have got real potential to be stars. Path sent him a list very similar to mine, and it was just funny because me and Path were talking. He was like, "Who have you offered him?" So I told him, and he was like, "Oh, I sent him the exact same name." So I was like, "Great minds." And then obviously he went with Black T, which is I think it's a great battle.
Turned it down, and then you went to Black T, right? Shouts out to the GOAT though, Young Crumpet, my guy. It's an amazing, like just that right there. Those 5 battles that's a great card right there. But you're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going. And I really like this battle next. This is one of my favorites because I'm a big Slester fan. I love the Scottish scene, and I feel like he's got tons of potential and talent in a style that we don't often see. Yeah, I love his online persona too. I think Slester's a fucking super G.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's really cool to see too, because it's always nice when you're talking about an area, especially over there, to have multiple different names and ones that come up. When you think Ireland, like you used to think Nugget, and now you think Visual, and you'll eventually think of whoever that next Irish name is. And when you think Scotland, you think Soul, and you think Mackenzie, and now you're thinking Slester. Like he's put himself into that sort of conversation of the names that are coming in there. Yeah, I know nice. Acre too, but Acre isn't as active. So
right, yeah, it's tough. But no, definitely he's representing the scene up there, and him and Mackenzie are fucking putting in work. He's not as experienced as Mackenzie, but I love following his journey, and I think this is a good matchup because I don't know. I mean, what was the inspiration behind this matchup between Slester and Kingsley?
Like I said, I initially was thinking Kingsley for the 2-on-2, just because I wanted it to be fun. But then obviously Kingsley was like, no, I wanted a solo opponent. And then Kingsley's his style is so unique. It had to be someone else that was so unique. And who better, as much as I've enjoyed going back and forth with him because of the season and stuff like that. But like me and Celeste talk a hell of a lot. Like even watching his Cake Nelly battle, like I was messaging him going, I'm not even his manager. I'm like, look, you could have done this better. You could have done that better, because like I want to see Celeste get the recognition he deserves. Like I'm a big fan of Celeste, and he's made the most undisclosed appearances, so it just made perfect sense for him to be the opponent. And it was he was on the fence whether he was going to accept, and I was trying to make him read between the lines. Like, listen, you've seen the main event. We've just locked in the co-main event. You're going to want to get on his card, mate. Stop being stupid. Just accept. And then here we are, and it's another fun battle, and it's one of them battles where if they both turn up and give it perform at 100%, there's no real losers. Like, the trajectory for both of them can go from that to there very quickly.
Totally.
Yep. And as Dojo has commented here, both winners of the Academy, which is
and that as well.
Super cool to see. So.
That's true. That's a good point. Damn. So like, you don't even have to have the rest of the card, but there is the rest of the card, and like a couple of battles here that I don't know. You got to be really like in it to know these guys. When you do, you know, Sean Cray versus Free Will is gonna be so much fun. I mean, I think Sean Cray is like, he's one of my favorites, up and comers. Like, he's just, the vibe I get is he's just having a good time. He's not caught up in the fucking, you know, battle rap, totem pole, hierarchy stuff. He's just like, oh, I'm actually good at roasting all you guys. I'm just gonna fucking do that.
I'm just gonna make it rhyme.
Yeah, Sean Cray is the typical British man in the pub.
Yeah, right? That's the vibe. I love it. It's dope. And then Free Will is you know, Will's is he a dub scandal guy? Do I say that? He's a dub guy. Let's go.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, sure. He's a dub scandal guy. But Will, you know, big fan of his from before he was Free Will. What was he before? He was like Will Powers or
Will Ross.
Will Ross. It was just Will Ross.
It's just Will Ross.
It's just Will Ross. But he's rebranded now, and I like this match. I think it's really fun. I think it's, you know, two guys that are fun to watch and good story.
Yeah, it's and this is a Division 2 battle as well, which obviously has big implications.
This is are the last two of them are Sam Hypes versus Lazy also.
So Lazy, Team Venom against obviously Riot Club, Sam Hypes.
Right. And Sam Hypes is the leader of the Riot Club. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a big match.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of them as well, because like me and Sam were going back and forth planning Venom and Riot Club battles and who he was going to go up against. But then I knew there was always going to be one of them on this card. So not speaking to Sam, I was like, realistically, it needs to be you or a Tech or someone like that has to be on this card. And then obviously I spoke to Lazy because I've got Lazy's map planned out for the year for Venom, so I know who he's going up against and stuff like that. So it was, could we fit it in? Did it make sense? And Lazy's a team player, man. Like, his words to me at the beginning of the season were, I don't care who you put me up against, whether I've battled him before, whether it's a rematch, whether it's someone that's beneath me, I want the points. Like, I love that guy. So as soon as I told him it was on the card and I told him the card, he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm taking this. So, and it's two fun battles.
Super fun. Great way to kick off the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very undisclosed battles.
100%.
Okay, that's fucking September. So like, we are going to talk about that again before the event. Like, it's just gonna happen. But amazing to have the full card out right now, and then, you know, tease us with the undisclosed 9 stuff, which, you know, maybe we'll have to make an announcement on the show at some point. That would be fun.
I mean, yeah, I'd be down.
We'll have you back. What else is there?
I was going to say, moving away from that and going to the teams.
The teams. Let's talk about the teams.
Talking about sort of resurgences and guys sort of coming back. We saw Unan kill it against Bizzo. What a great battle with Bizzo. And now Mackenzie and then Bobby Rex.
Oof.
Now, when you guys when you guys are locking these battles in, because that's on match day 3, and you also have Tony D and Moke. So what's the order? What gets locked first? Are we thinking, okay, well, we got Unan and Bobby. Let's also throw in another crazy battle and have Tony D and Moke, or what gets locked first in the situation?
Well, the thing that makes the team so unique is, especially in Division 1, is it's just stacked with killers. And I mean, like, there's battles that you would never normally see at events. Battles which, and you will know this, right, for years and years, because of other leagues and because of how it was perceived and stuff like that, a lot of people moved away from judge battles. Mm-hmm. So the one thing which we wanted to do when PB first launched was we wanted to bring the judging back. We wanted to bring the results back in. Me, Shotty Briggs, a massive football fan, so we always look to do the team aspect because it's just what we know is our bread and butter. The jerseys, the scarves, the chants, the events, like. And when you look at Division 1 and you look at Match Day 1, Match Day 2, Match Day 3, like, there's battles on there which could main event some of our biggest cards, and they're not even the main event of them cards, which is crazy. And it's like, you look at Unan, Bobby Rex, it's like, yes, they both battled on Apex, but when you look back at it, it was 4 or 5 days prep. Apex, the first one, was just an absolute mess because of everything that happened, all the money we lost and everything that happened. And that's why I will always look at people like Real Deal, Chiller, Madflex, A-Ward, like, the love I have for them guys, you've no idea for what they turned up and did for us. And it's, Bobby Rex wasn't vintage Bobby Rex. Unan wasn't vintage Unan. When you look at the Bobby Rex that just battled Frankie and the Unan that just battled Bizzo, this is another Battle of the Year contender in the UK. And every event we've had them.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, because like it's not just the big battles, and that's what I love about it. I'm sorry, get comfortable. Whoa, this is an important point. I gotta be really fucking. It's the great battles, yes, and there's a subtext. It's like layered of, how many points is this going to get my team? Where's this going to put the team in the rankings? How is this going to affect this? Like, because I care about Bobby Rex versus Unanimous. I care about that battle. I care about seeing that. But I also care about my fucking team and how my team's going to do and how it's going to affect, the playoffs and how it's going to affect all that shit. Like, that's what I really love about it, is that we're getting great battles, and then there's a undercurrent of storylines about how the season is going, which is just infuriating me right now. Fucking Sharks or Knights, who's winning? It's the Sharks, right? God damn it.
Yeah. It's and this is the thing as well, is just to touch on that point as well, is battle is preparing for it. Like we've battled, right? And it's just, you're writing for a battle, yeah. But when you realise that you've got a team involved in your battle, counts towards something, and it means something more. Like, there's that extra emphasis in your writing, there's that extra emphasis in your prep, like everything in. Listen, I've always been the biggest Bobby Rex fan from the second he first debuted in 2016 all the way through. Like, he was, from 2012 to about 2015, we all had these Luna clones and everyone wanted to be Luna, like, because of how big Luna was and the impact he had. And I know that better than anyone because he smoked me. But everyone just wanted to be that. Bobby was just Bobby. Big Bobby Rex. He'd bark in your faces. And his performance against Frankie was stunning. Like,
yeah.
To the point where and to give him credit, and I don't really like to give him credit, but was stood at the back of the room, came up to Bobby and was like, "That made me want to battle again."
Wow.
That kind of impact. And Bobby live, if you've never seen Bobby live, you have to.
Yeah.
Path, you can vouch for this.
Yeah, it's something
like
else.
His walkout music, the energy what he walks out to, it's just it's big Bobby Rex. So, and it's like it's subtle things that he says. So it's like when he turns around to Frankie, it's like, I'm a big dog pussy, go and run up a tree. It's like, it's so simple, but because it's Bobby, you're like,
They hated it. I remember early Bobby, people on the forums, they were just like, what? He's saying fucking nothing. And I'm like, you are not in the room. You have no idea of the impact of the things that he's saying. I watched him battle Alias, the Addict on World Dawn. I'm like fucking zero sleep, fucking freestyling most of it. And it's like, you don't understand the energy until you're there. You can't get that through the screen.
Yeah, but Bobby's one of my favorites, man. And like when you look at everything that he's been through over the past couple of years, like obviously he won. We gave him an award at the award show because of his dedication and what he means to the scene. Like him inspiring everyone by going and getting to the gym after he's been through hard couple of years. And like Bobby's a big figure for us. And watching his Frankie performance, like everyone underestimated him. When that got announced, that was Frankie's going to 3-0 him. Bobby's not got a pen. Bobby's overrated. And then you watch that Bobby, and it's like that Bobby can compete against anyone in the world.
Facts.
And then Unan on the other side, it's Unan. Unan.
Unan is like, I don't want to say this, I'm going to get so much trouble for this, but Unan is like the energy of Bobby with like a fucking insane pen. Like I think Unan's pen is like at peak efficiency for creating those haymakers, for creating those lines that resonate throughout the round. I don't know. I think it's super dangerous.
I do think Bobby's going to edge it. Like I just have that belief in Bobby after that Frankie performance where like everything's just come together for him over the past 12 months. Like his fate battle where he's FATE.
That was so
the acronym was crazy.
You like for practically half a round, and it was so insane.
So sick.
Like Bobby's just gone to another level, and it's like I said, this is another Battle of the Year contender. It will be that good, and the energy in the room as well. Oof.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, it's really fire, and I'm sure at that point, like, what are we talking about here? Match day 3 is when is match day 3?
June 3rd.
June. Okay, so by then the standings will have changed a bunch too, won't they? I mean, I know things are going to get updated, but the reason that the Sharks are so far ahead is because they've done a lot of matches. Is that wrong?
Yeah.
So is it? Do you imagine that just based on how things are going right now and set up, that by the summer we'll have sort of like maybe a better idea of who's really winning based on the matches they're given, and who's just like fucking.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when you look at like Pride, like Koji's win against Gemini, which is another Battle of the Year contender, is like that means a lot for Pride.
Huge.
Like genuinely, they could catch Sharks. Pride have got such an underrated team. It's like, come on, you've got like people underestimate how good Briggs is. So it's like, I'm excited to see if he steps in and against who. Like, and then you've got I've just waxed lyrical about Bobby because it's Bobby. You've got Koji and that's another one where everyone was like, Koji's going to get smoked. Excuse me, what? Did you see that performance?
Yeah. Don't say that.
Let's see if Mr. Ching Ching can take a come on.
That's crazy. And then we've got Georgie Roots and Scoop on match day 3 too, right?
Man, so many implications. I love it. I'm a big Georgie Roots fan, big fan of Scoop. Love both these guys. But yeah, it's about wins, baby. This is all that matters. It's where winning is all that matters. Winning
Premier battles where winning matters.
Where you better fucking win.
Yeah,
that's the slogan.
And you know who's not winning? The Mandrill Mob.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Which happens to be your team.
It's like to give them a false sense of security. Like coming from behind.
Here's a question: what made you pick Mandrill? I'm intrigued.
My
Why Mandrill?
guys. I liked them from the first season back in the day, way back when. And
P Soldier.
yeah. And I'm a huge Matter fan. I'm a fucking, I don't know. I'd like to meet him someday. And I like O'Shea, and I really fuck with those guys. And yeah, I don't know. I like the colors. I like the gorilla.
It's a mandrill, bro. It's literally in the fucking name.
What's a mandrill?
Not a gorilla.
I don't know what a mandrill is, bro. I feel like mandrill is like British for gorilla.
No.
Yo. Look at that mandrill over there, bruv. That's a gorilla. That's what we call it, a mandrill.
He's so triggered by this. Oh, I went to the zoo. I know animals are.
Bro, I am not going to be invited. But yeah, no, it's a good team. I love the team. I love those guys, and I feel like we'll pick it back up. Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, it's just, I think all in all, it's beautiful what you guys are doing, that you've started back up the teams and the whole system. It feels like invigorating. We haven't even seen really the merch yet. I mean, am I wrong, or is it like flying? Because I remember that was a big part of the first thing. It was like everybody's wearing this shit.
Like past a scumbag because he went and got a Sharks jersey. But now the merch is flying. Like there's flags at events. Like Gasbuff battled on the last match day, and he's battling in the Venom scar, like in the Venom flag that's flying about, like turning up in his jerseys at events. Do you know what I love more than anything? It's like in the UK, like classic retro football jerseys are crazy, and you pay hundreds for it. Even like 10 years ago, and it's like, oh, that'll go for like £400 or £500 now, and you've got people turning up to events with the retro first season scarves and the retro first season jerseys, and it's like, this is crazy. Yeah,
let's go.
It's great.
That's sick. That's super cool, man. Fuck. I don't know what more to say. That's amazing shit. Yeah, I don't know what more to say, man. For real.
Yeah.
But this is just why Briggs is just an animal. Like when him and Shorty came to me with this idea, and we're like, we're gonna do this, and we want to get you involved somehow, but we don't know how. And then it was, you look at season 1, and then you look at how Prem's just gone from strength to strength year on year, and it's like, last year was our breakout year, and it's like this year, like we've just come out flying.
Oh man, you built up so much momentum last year, and then this year it's just big announcement after big battle. You know, it's just spectacular to watch. You know, internationally, your battle of the week. You're competing with all the other big leagues around the world, English-speaking leagues around the world. This isn't just a UK thing. This is an international thing. You know, anybody who speaks English or understands English enjoy these battles. It's the highest quality that you can get. And man, just hype to see what comes from all of these matches this year. Grateful to have you on.
And salute to people like yourselves, man, who are constantly plugging the UK scene, because I know how big fans you are. And it's like with the undisclosed announcement, like you've got Diz sharing the undisclosed flyer, you've got Ganic talking about it, and I love Ganic, love Ganic to death. Saurus talking about it, and it's like it's just mad for me, because like obviously I've met these guys, but I started off as a fan,
right?
And to see them sharing a flyer, which is my event, is crazy to me.
Amazing.
So and it's like, both of you guys, like I said this to Path when obviously I met him in the UK. Like first time I seen Path, I went to meet him outside the hotel, and I couldn't find him anywhere. And I was turning around, I was looking at corners, and just there, I've seen more in a night than you've seen in your life. And I turned around, I was like, do you know how crazy that is to come from you?
That's awesome.
Like I'm big fans of you both, and like genuinely love from the UK for the amount that you plug the UK scene, because the UK doesn't get as much shine as what it used to, and that's something that we're trying to change, and we're just going to keep going from strength to strength.
Cool, but I mean, you keep doing it, and we'll keep putting it, here and on the forum. I think that's the big thing. We got a lot of eyes on the forum, and And we got a lot of people there, definitely, who fuck with it and support it. So big things, man. Fucking
big things. Have me back out.
Yeah. Facts. So like just some business. Battle of the Week is out. Frankie Fraser versus Bobby Rex is the Premier Battles nominee. So you want to get on the thread and you want to vote for that. Other battles: Black Mage versus Jordan J from No Coast. Official versus Prestavia from Prestavia. I always get that wrong. Chrome 23. Hollow versus Sharon. Disaster versus Marv, which is a 1-rounder. B Magic versus Coach Corleone from RE. Rubando versus Phoebo, who is verified on the subreddit. He was posting his own battles. I hit him up. I got him verified. If you're a battler on the subreddit, hit me up and we'll get you some special flair so that people know that you're important. And last week's winner of the week, Battle of the Week was Shuffle T versus Shoddy Horror, which is fair because in the comments, a lot of people had it as Battle of the Year. So check that out if you haven't already. Next week we got a bunch of stuff going. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the States. iBattle's got stuff. No Coast, Bar Wars, and somebody's going to be battling Ellipsis.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Stro versus Ellipsis is really exciting. So
really hype for you, man. It's a good look for Ellipsis. And possibly Disaster will be making an appearance at that event if you're in the British Columbia, Vancouver area. It's gonna be a great
I've seen that. That's crazy. Love that.
Yeah, super dope. Super dope little community we have. Anyways, that's our show for this week. Remember to click like and subscribe if you feel like that. I don't know. We know that all the cool people are doing it. I wouldn't say that you should do that. I would never recommend that.
Cope, get out of here. Stro,
I'll tell you to do
that. You say? Yeah. That's what I thought.
Okay. And man, Stro, thank you so much for jumping on. You can follow him. Drop your socials. What do you got? You're on Instagram. I always get
confused whether it's at Mr. Itstro or at Itstro. It's one of them. Mr. Itstro, I think it is.
Okay, Mr. Itstro, super fire, easy to find, dope guy. Thank you so much for jumping on today and breaking shit down for us.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. Big fans of the show, so salute to you both. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Path because he's just a scumbag, but like big fan of the
show. We'll take it. And we will catch you. Thanks, man. We will catch you guys next week. And with a whole new show, a whole new bunch of things. All right. See you guys later. Take us out, Pat.
Bruh.
That's the best part of the show.
English style, bruh.